Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Welcome back to Live at Urban Wild. Boker Tov. We are here at our daily feeding. Today is a particularly cold day. I know that's a very relative term. Not cold like in the Ukraine, or like in Russia, or like in Canada, or in certain parts of the United States, or in other places that are colder, obviously. We have lived in places that are minus 30, minus 40. Even places that have reached minus 50, so I know what cold is, and obviously we're not talking about that kind of a cold. We are talking about a kind of cold where we're borderline with freezing. And it makes a difference to the cats that can't live in that environment. Where it's storming and raining most of the time. We just came out, luckily there was a burst in the rain. Yesterday you could see by the winds how difficult it was to be outside. This cat really likes my feet and my toes. Hello, kitty. So it's slightly adjusted, if you can tell from other feedings, how we move things around and put them in other vessels so that they don't get wasted, the food doesn't get blown around. Hey kitty. Doesn't want to be pet, but I also didn't want it chomping at my toes. So these are the cats that now are congregating more around the bench and around the plates that I put out. Safer, more contained in this environment. This cat really doesn't want to leave my feet alone. There's these other cats that are waiting, of course, on the periphery. We have a few still eating in our other safe spots. So be careful of this cat that's on my ankles. So I've established a relationship with this so much, but it doesn't want to leave my ankles or my toes. It doesn't like my feet for some reason. She likes my feet but doesn't like my hands for some reason. Sorry about that, just kicked him by accident. Here are the cats that aren't so friendly, that aren't so part of the community yet, but they're coming for the food. And this one, of course, it doesn't want to leave my feet alone. Come here, baby. Alright, some water, some other food piles that are over there. There are the wall piles we put on the side of the wall that have already been attacked but not eaten. This cat, which is a stranger, we've seen it several times but it hasn't come regularly enough. The food is just over there, and it's just over there. Hopefully we'll find it. There we go. Of course, little dingo. And then there's the constituency by the wall with Limpy following, wondering what's going on because his space has been overrun. All the tuxedo cats and the whole 50 Shades of Grey. Of course, FOMO. Psycho Kitty. And the wall constituents, and of course Limpy. Hey Limpy. Oh, little buddy here. That's my little one-eyed friend here. It's okay. Oh, still skittish of other cats. Even this tiny little one-eyed bandit here scares away Limpy for some reason. Just the one that likes my ankles. Other cats that are finding their place on the wall, and yes, there is food still, but they seem to have gone at it really quick. I'll have to replenish the supplies here. So making tremendous progress on everything we're doing. We're so happy to say. The mechanics of it are hard to explain because so many things happen beyond what we can see. We still do see the results. We announced our soon hopefully opening our central office, our main office, our headquarters in Dubai to manage our real estate trust. We'll have our main properties, starting one in Canada and one in Israel, for the purpose of earth guardianship and teaching people what we're teaching as far as the 5 laws that allow people to be part of our community and no other questions asked. As long as you conform, your past doesn't make a lot of difference. Just how you move forward, because it's based on compassion, forgiveness, hope, and trust. Not necessarily in that order, but in the measure as needed. You see the cat underneath the bench, the cat's on the bench. Ones that like to eat out of the bucket. These are kittens. This one over there, and that one over there inside the bucket, and this one here, our 3rd generation to Madam Chi. He's probably back at the shelter. So yes, we've opened up our first shelter, meaning we've taken our unit. Thanks to sponsors, we've taken our unit where we were living And thanks to the kind and generous support of people in the community who want to fund this, we are giving over our private space for the cats that need the shelter during the rain. So that is this initiative. For 2 shekels a day you can support a cat. That's less than $1 a day you can support a cat. It will get the food and water and shelter and care, at least emergency care, that we will invoke and evoke the city vet to come and do the things necessary, which is what we've done until now. Of course, with more funding, with more support, we can do so much more for the cats and by extension for the people, because giving over 1 unit creates a space for a person otherwise homeless or jobless or whatever the proper term is today to be part of the solution as an earth guardian, as a steward of the land, as a person who cares about other lives. So opening up the stewardship program. Hello, little buddy. Doesn't want to leave my ankles. And this by extension is meant to help hungry and otherwise challenged people in society by allowing them a space within society that is not really in society, but also doesn't marginalize them to the point where they're not considered humans. The dehumanization of people that don't fit one person's criteria to suit another's is what we're battling against. The human rights, the basic minimum human rights. There are 2 cats there, they're just identical. The most basic human rights that are being deprived and taken away from most people. And when I say most people, I'm not talking about 50.1%, I'm talking about 99.9% of the people in the world don't have basic human rights of safe shelter, of safe water, safe energy, safe food and community. Most people in the world are forced into living lives they don't want to live. Now, the fact that people were more primitive in the past and they needed help, and this is an argument that can go every different direction of what's the right way. It's not a question of imposing one right way on someone else's right way or over their wrong way. It's a question of respecting how different ways can fit compatibly in a society. Multiple ways, not one way or the other. It's all the different ways as long as they're managed in harmony through proper leadership. We're not starting a political party. We do not want any political responsibility. We don't want it at all. We do wish that people in power, or people that are asking for power, or people that have money, or people that are asking for money, would use the resources a little bit more efficiently. We are offering free help to anyone who wants, on any level, to individuals, to government, to NGOs, to religions, to whoever you believe you are, that you have a constituency. We believe that we can help your constituency tremendously by finding the ways to manage the resource a little bit better to satisfy more needs with less resources. We're not asking anyone for money or for them to give us anything except for management control under certain criteria of shared resources or unused resources, whether they're people, whether it's food, whether it's materials, whether it's space, to build together projects that will benefit everyone. And from the surplus that's created from a few of the solutions, we'll create positive economy for those involved. So it'll be a self-fulfilling, a self-sustaining system. We've done this before. We can and will do it again. We're just asking for people to recognize that these are options and to ask for them. And at the point where those in charge will not or cannot provide, to suggest that we help. And at that point, when they're not willing to even take help, then you have to start demanding. What does that mean? Well, everyone in their own way. We don't want anything to be violent. We don't want anything to be controversial or confrontational. This is a question of taking responsibility over your own constituency, making the effort on your own. That's all it takes. If you want to be part of it, let us know. You can let us know directly. You can let us know by commenting or by sharing any one of our crowdfunding campaigns or otherwise. Can be modified to your needs. That's what we're asking people to do, is to modify our crowdfunding campaign for their constituency. We'll help you. We don't want anything. We just want more compliance for the people who are voiceless. The people who are voiceless, meaning there are so many out there. And again, when I say most, I'm not talking about a 50.1%. I'm talking about 99% of the people out there, or the creatures out there, or the living things out there, don't have a voice. 99% of children don't have a say in what they get to eat. 99% of the elderly don't have a say in their care. 99% of regular people are controlled by other people. This is a basic human right, basic civic right of anywhere in the world. People should be able to get and ask for what they need. And it shouldn't be a privilege. It should be a basic right. We're showing here how simple it can be done without anyone's help. It's just to bring harmony to a community, to create a community out of harmony, out of the abundance mentality. They've left over food. I do redistribute the food. It's getting cold and I don't want to be out here longer than I have to, not for their sake or for mine, but as long as they're eating from a pile, I don't take it away. Once they stop eating from the piles, then I redistribute the piles to safer places from other cats, but also from the weather, from the elements. So as you see, this spot, and that kitten there is the one with the one eye that didn't look like it would survive many of the different issues it had. It was limpy, it doesn't have much of a chance, definitely not to compete. The non-confrontational cat pushes me to get the food, spills half of it. Scared off the other kitten, but at least Limpy has some food. I'll bring some food for Dingo. As I'm showing these food piles that I put out, thanks to these dishes that were generously donated by a supporter, their main starving, craving, hunger has been appeased. Now I take these unfinished bowls and I redistribute the food into places like on the wall, or the place where I know that the cats will go to, where the food is safe even after I leave the space. Sorry about going off camera here, it's hard to do what I'm doing with one hand. Yes, how you doing there? You want to say something for the camera? Hello. Want to say something for the camera, little buddy? These are our constituents, our regular customers that come every single day. They would rather come for attention or for security or for safety than for food. I'm not saying they don't come for food, but they're leaving the food behind to come to my ankles. So back to the wall. Got one-eyed kitten that had the infection. It's waiting for food. I'm redistributing the food. Limpy that was waiting came and got my attention. I brought him food. Now Dingo has food here. I'm going to put some more over here. This has already been finished. As you see, Limpy isn't skittish for me. Actually, he or she wants me to show up. Now another kitten showed up. I put food down here for you, in the private feeding area. That's right. I'll bring some more food out here, and of course there's that. So this cat really likes my feet. This cat really likes the rest of me. So I go and I collect the piles and I redistribute them. It's getting really windy. I had to put a rock on there, so that's the cat that just ran from behind me. Again, it would have no logical way of surviving what's going on in the world and in the park, and specifically in this area. Yes, we're just outside of the Gaza Strip. Yes, we have air raid sirens occasionally, besides other regular crime, shootings and other things. Before we came along and kind of, I hate to say took over because it sounds so forceful, but before we started doing our thing in the park to create this neutral zone, this peaceful zone, this was an area for a lot of illegal transactions. Illegal according to who? Well, it happens when you have a counterculture, when you have a culture that makes surviving illegal. You have to have people doing things they wouldn't do otherwise. I'm not judging, I'm just explaining that our activities have a spillover effect on so many different levels. I'm taking uneaten bowls, redistributing them. Like I said, it's not just talk, this is action, and the cats respond in kind. Good old Limpy still eating. Yeah, I see, you can keep eating over there. Yeah, I'm not giving anything new, but he wants attention now. He or she wants attention more than wants pets, meaning than food. So yes, I give the attention also. Be careful not to touch him in a sensitive spot, because he or she has sensitive spots too, of course, like we all do. There's Dingo waiting for attention, although the food's right behind him. Limpy went back to eating. This one who likes my toes but doesn't like my hands for some reason. Hopefully it'll find the food that I put out for it. Eat your food, it's right over there. Eat. Eat. It's over here. Yes, I see you too, buddy, but I put food for you. If you eat, I'll pet. And I still have the one by my ankles, licking my toes. Just waiting for him to take a chomp. Okay, you stay there. I'm moving my hand now, Limpy. You stay there and eat. Dingo jumped off the wall. FOMO is waiting for a refill over there. This kitten's getting its munch on. The other cat's filling up. Wherever I leave food behind. In the distance there, one of the cats that keeps its distance normally but found food that's left over. The dynamics here change every single day. And it absolutely, from hour to hour, minute to minute, phase to phase, depending on which cats are there, other ones come or don't come. I've never seen that cat, to the best of my knowledge. It's been wounded. It's in bad shape. It's got blood spots, new wounds, been through a bad fight or some other attack. Hopefully it'll survive. If I see it around, I'll call the city vet. That cat over there has been hurt badly. Sorry to say, and that's taking off. Hopefully someone will help it. Like I said, if I see it around later, I'll call the city vet. Because you can't call the city vet. I don't know where the cat's going to be by the time they come. So I love the dynamics. This new kitten, I say new every day now, but it's been coming for a few weeks already. But this kitten comes always at the end. A complete loner. Looks more of an Egyptian breed. I don't know enough about cats on that level to be able to say what kind of cat it is, but he's friendly for pets. Makes himself known, comes at the end, eats and leaves. It's quite a beautiful cat. I might put a rock to stop that flap from flapping it in the head. And of course I still have this kitten on my feet. The other one's eating the piles on the wall and over there by the bench still. And I don't leave until the last cat stops eating from a dish that I have to clean up. Watch out, buddy. This guy's waiting for whatever other kind of business. So I want to put away the dish that I'm holding in my hand to free my hand. I want to put a rock to stop that plastic from flipping. So here, one of the dishes flipped thanks to the wind, or the cats might have been more rambunctious. Normally by now I would put down my camera and do all the things I'm doing off camera, but I'm trying to keep this documentary and the content more live and more real. It's my bucket of tricks where I reuse containers. We have here a bucket that nobody's eating from, 2 buckets that have food. We have the plate there. Just showing how this abundance mentality allows them to come and go and to leave food behind unstressed, which is a beautiful sign for me to show that we're having an effect on dealing with their hunger. Now when they do leave behind piles altogether and when they stop eating, that's one of the water dishes that we provide. When they do finish eating, then I take the plates like this one and I redistribute them, as simple as that. I redistribute them to make sure that at least the dose of food that we put out is consistent, figuring that the ones who are hungry will come to eat, and they do. So this one I'm going to try too. Another rock. It's not disturbed by the presence, which is nice. He's friendly. Not too friendly, but friendly. That one doesn't like to be touched at all, though likes to come and lick my toes. So we're down to this last pile. And of course the ones who want to eat will congregate around that. Or they'll go to the piles on the wall that I put, because it's no more about the social side, it's about the fact that they got what they need and they're done. I'll take these amounts and put them out, like I said, in our public spaces, in our designated spaces where the cats know to come to get food. Most of them are on this wall because it's the cleanest and the most protected from the rain. Some cats will come now, some will come up afterwards. Hey Limpy, that's for you. Hey Dingo and FOMO. As freaked out as FOMO is, as Psycho Kitty is, at a certain point he just calms down. It's not a competition. And when there's no cats around, he's very calm. These two are munching away, I won't rush them. I do gather my dishes, my containers. I've got another one here that needs to be redistributed. So I'll take it to another place. As we saw many cats come to this corner, it's the outpost boundary for the ones that come from this direction. We saw that injured cat. Here's some other spilt cat or dog food that somebody put out, not me. You can tell by the shape of the food. So I'm putting here, which is literally our furthest outpost. Dingo is here. Hopefully other cats will be attracted by this. Well, there's FOMO. There's an orange tree, an abundant orange tree that's not being picked with its fruit, fallen wild on the ground. There are so many resources, wild herbs and plants and medicine and food that grows that people don't know about or people don't care about to be part of the program. Now we see that the common plate there, the big common plate, they were congregating, is no longer being eaten, which means it's time for me to pack up. I'll redistribute that food, pack up, and continue in the sanctuary, which we might talk about next. So, infinite love and gratitude as well that you have come. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you want to do this on your own, just do it. If you want to share it, share it. Infinite love and gratitude.